lot of pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What is up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new episode from Backyard Boys. If you guys are new to this channel, go ahead and lightly tap that subscribe button down below. Don't forget to turn on your post notifications, and don't forget to comment your thoughts and ideas down below. Let's go ahead and start this episode off. We're gonna continue working on GTR. If you guys have seen the previous episodes, if you guys have not, I recommend you guys go look at those because we got pretty darn deep in on that quarter panel. And what kind of sucks with getting a donor piece to the quarter panel, let's say a donor car, quarter of a car, is that we got to repeat the process of tearing apart the pieces that we need from this donor to put it onto our white GTR over there. It's inside the tent. But the good thing about all of this is now we have all the parts. For example, if I bought a brand new quarter panel, I took that quarter panel off, I would have been a little bit screwed because I don't know to what extent the damage went. And I had my blue GTR and the damage was right over here, and the damage didn't go far at all. So that's kind of why I looked at this one. I'm like, oh, it can't really be that bad. But we were mistaken. As you guys saw in the last episode, we dug really deep and there's literally one little last panel left into the interior. But in this episode, what we're gonna do is strip this quarter panel completely and take off all the parts that we need for our actual white GTR, because this right here is going straight to the scrap. We're gonna go ahead and start off this episode. I'm gonna show you guys the white GTR right now, but we gotta remove this glass. It's kind of a pain in the butt to remove. I might just break it and cut it out simply because I wanna save the quarter panel as much as I can. Just because we have a good one, and this one here is already chewed up, so I don't really care for this glass at all. So I might get that done, broken out and removed. I also got some really strong steel bits, or sorry, some really strong drill bits to drill these welds out and basically make plug holes. That way we can weld it through, and then once the welds are all filled in, we're gonna grind everything down on the actual white GTR. So it's gonna be a little bit of a tedious process, kind of annoying, but it is what it is. It's part of the game. Let's go check out the car inside the shop. As I was explaining just a little bit earlier, we literally have one last panel that's staying, well, that's keeping us from going on interior of the car. In the last episode, we went ahead and pulled all this out. It was buckled in there. We got it pulled out with our help of this right here. This sucker helped us out. The car is currently chained down over there, and I want to finish this quarter panel prior to starting on the front end of the car, just because I don't want to open up too much work at once. Let's go ahead and hop on that quarter panel. We're probably going to go and grab it and haul it inside here. We do have a little bit of room. As you guys can see, we have some pretty bad weather conditions outside. It's really cold, but I got to talk fast because we got a lot of work to get done. Let's go ahead and bring it in and start drilling it open. Alright, so we got the quarter panel in here, and just so you guys understand, this job here is actually much harder than that one over there. Basically the one on the actual car. The reason for that is because we need to save this quarter panel. That one we didn't care about. We can just chisel that sucker off. This one we need to save. Over here we have some very strong drill bits. I keep saying steel bits. I'm not even sure what material this is made out of. My pops gave it to me, and if my pops gave it to me and said it's a strong one, then it's definitely a strong one. So see how this is bigger than the actual spot weld? So you can see this one's roughly the same size, but I do have one that's bigger than the spot weld. It kind of hovers over the spot weld like that, and that's just gonna give us enough room to do the plug welds, and it's gonna give us enough room to actually drill this out and get the whole spot weld out, because if you like leave a little corner of it, there's a high chance of you ripping the quarter panel when you go to chisel it off. So I got a little bigger one. I'm gonna start using this one. I'm gonna see how this one works. I think I can, if I can hit the center of all these welds, then I should be solid. I should be able to get the whole, you know what? Let me go ahead and show you guys right now. So see if I can hit one. Let's just say right in the center. That was pretty close to the center. So this is basically what I'm gonna do, and as you guys can see in there, I don't know if you can see, but there you can see the metal separated from the inner side of the quarter panel. So we're gonna do that throughout the whole entire quarter panel, remove this glass, and then we're gonna try to very neatly take this off, probably heat the inside of this to melt the glue and just kind of slide it out. I'm trying to save this as much as I can. Guys, we need to get this done. We're running out of time because it's getting dark here in a little bit, but we gotta get this thing done, man. There's a lot of work. Set you guys on some cool time lapse. Get this done, get it onto the car, weld it up, start measuring things, and just make it look back to OEM. I'm ready to start working on this front end over here. This front end is kind of scary, but we'll get it done. We'll get it done. Let's get it. So what I'm gonna do right now, since the quarter panel is really, or this glass right here, this quarter panel glass, quarter glass, it's really hard to take off, especially with the fact that this is moving around. So it takes so much pressure, and I don't know. I figured it's gonna be interesting if I break it and then razor cut out the glue. So we're gonna see if that works, and if it makes it harder, then it makes it harder. Whatever, you know. Let's go ahead and break it. I got a vacuum here, and let's get that cut out. You ready? I'm not trying to get shot. See how strong it is. Whoa, look at that. That's sick. Ooh.
Oh, this is the wrong side quarter panel.
off here. Oh my goodness. Wow. Careful. A little bit butchered around here, but basically, yeah, we were fighting this area right here. And this glue hardened up to a point where it's just crusty, like that. But quarter panel is good, and we're gonna use it. Now, what we gotta do is tear apart all that structural stuff. All right, well, we got the quarter panel skin off, and now we gotta start tearing apart the structural parts that we need to replace. And we have a bit, a really strong one that's working really good, but it's a little bit too big for my liking. It's gonna be hard to weld those holes up, so we're gonna go ahead and check later tonight back at home, see if we have a bit that's stronger and smaller. But for now, what we're gonna do is just kind of prep the panels that we still need to replace. Like this one here, it's much thinner. This one here is much thinner as well. This one I'm gonna take off as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and do all those and leave this big one for tomorrow morning. So let's get that done. Then I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning. Well, that is gonna be it for the night. We went ahead and pulled off those pieces, and we actually saved them pretty darn well, as you guys can see over here. When I was taking things off, before I took off the last spot weld, I would hammer everything back to its original spec. That way it lays nice and neat, and then pop, I would take it off. That way I know that this is exactly how the piece is supposed to be. Same with this, same with the quarter panel, same with everything. We're gonna continue working tomorrow, so I'll catch you guys then. What is up, guys? It is the next morning here. We're gonna continue working. We have a lot of work. We need to fix all the structural stuff on the quarter panel. Over there, as you guys can see, we just kind of hovered it onto the car, but we gotta fill in the gap behind it, the structural stuff behind it. All those panels that we took off, all the metal that we took off, we gotta weld it back onto this car over here, and then we can put the quarter panel on. So let's get ready to work. time, dude. That was annoying. That is it for the donor quarter panel, quarter actually chunk of a car that we received. We pulled off all the parts that we need, all the structural parts, the skin, and all that stuff. And in the next episode, we're gonna go ahead and start putting all that stuff on, which is right here. We got a lot of pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces, if I'm not mistaken, 8 pieces total that have to be welded back onto the car, primed on, make sure nothing rusts, make sure everything looks beautiful. But for now, let's go ahead and get this chunk of car out of the shop, and then I'll show you guys more cool stuff on the actual vehicle that we're repairing. Well, we got that donor piece of quarter panel outside, and now we're freed up and we can work on this. And I think at the beginning of the episode I did say that we're gonna get some stuff tack welded in, but we really didn't realize how much work there actually was ripping apart that donor quarter panel. So we're gonna go ahead and leave that stuff off onto the next episode. What I'm gonna do is actually prep some of this stuff, because there is some ugly welds, or ugly, you know, when I was chiseling things off, I ripped a couple of places, and I need to go ahead and walk over all the places with a belt file, make sure everything's nice and smooth, make sure it's prepped out in order for me to get all this structural stuff welded in. But we're gonna do all that stuff in the next episode. I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in and watching till the very end. Thank you once again for all the support. And with that being said, don't forget to smash the subscribe button, press the like button to show your support, comment your thoughts and ideas, and that is it. Peace out.